Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Leadership Lessons from the Cockpit. I'm Randy Taussig, founder of Blue Core Leadership, and I'm looking forward to today's lesson. Today's lesson is the importance of communication. And I know that may sound like a simple comment and one that everybody knows, but I think it boils down into three things. One is we need to recognize that in our business we have different languages, the language of our business. We have the same thing in the cockpit, and it's important that everyone who is part of it understands that language and can respond to it. The second is the art and science of listening. The third is cadence, the importance of understanding how we communicate, when we communicate, who we communicate to, having an intention around that, making sure that we're not just being passive about communication. Put these three things together, and I think you'll see that it's a critical factor in the success of your business. I look forward to having some conversation. We're just about to get into a flight. Talk to you in a moment.
Bring back some of that warm weather when you come back through here.
We'll get you at least 5 more degrees.
Appreciate it. Have a safe trip.
Thank you. Engines in the green. Airspeed coming alive here. 63, 70 knots. Pull up. There we go.
Sierra 7 Charlie Delta, contact approach 132.85.
3285 for 7 Charlie Delta. Good day. So we're well on our way to Florida. I wanted to talk about communication, but there's some elements here that I think are worth exploring. One of them is this idea that you have your own language within your company. You've got some pieces of your business and maybe your industry and specifically your company that has some language that it's important that all employees understand. For EOS-run companies, companies that are running on the entrepreneurial operating system, there are things that we talk about in this system that maybe others might not know about it. We use the term ROCs, which are 90-day goals. We use the term Level 10 meeting, which is a very specific meeting where problems are solved. And we have something we call the issues list, which allows you to park future things that need attention. There's many things that go on in your company, and what's important on the communication side is you don't assume that everybody understands what you mean when you say something.
One of the biggest mistakes I think we've made as leaders in our company is to forget to communicate back to the passengers on our flight. So we have learned the biggest mistakes that we've made in the past haven't been in choosing the direction or picking the path that we're heading down. It's not clearly communicating that to the rest of the company. And when the rest of the company doesn't understand where we're going or how we're going to get there, it's less likely that they want to come along for the journey.
Communication is not always about talking or writing, but I would suggest that the skill that's lacking in many cases is a strong skill for listening. And this is very critical when we're having one-on-one discussions with direct reports. Another factor is the cadence communication. Being very intentional about when you communicate. I'm flying here to Florida and I'm on a frequency with air traffic control, and I do know that I'm handed off from one sector to another, and there's a chance that when I get to a certain point, the current sector is going to hand me off to the next sector. So in the business, there are opportunities to have consistency in communication. One of the things that we talk about in the EOS process is quarterly conversations with every employee, their roles and responsibilities and how that's going, core values, and also any of the quarterly priorities. I mentioned ROCs before. We have a concept of 90-day priorities we call ROCs. Those are some things that I would suggest we consider, and you may want to consider putting into your business.
Sierra 7 Charlie Delta, safe parking.
We're going to the J hangars on the north side.
Sierra 7 Charlie Delta, roger, welcome back. You can turn left at Delta, then taxi to parking via Delta Hotel Foxtrot frequency. Have a good night.
Okay, thank you.